we came from the east. Had to go to war just for me to find peace. Fuck the police, they got the mark of the beast. I'm on 125th, you can see me in the streets. Seen a nigga teacher fell in love with a priest. And a rush for the bread like we ain't got yeast. Put studs on my garment, now I'm late to the feast. I'm a Wild West nigga, you can check the receipts. Ask me where I'm from, so we came from the
deprived
east.
of my innocence by shit I was exposed to. Everything I did I was supposed to. Suppose you was poor and living with the heat off. SSI paying bills, mama like how she gon' feed y'all? Couches we go to sleep on, bad water on stoves. Light bill overdue, it get cold, open the stove. Comcast get cut off and cutting it right back on. Noticed it coming home, notices on the door. 30 days till evict, U-Hauls, Motel 6. Stay a couple of days, move in with a family friend. Promises for the first to pay you back on the third. Search for another house, they put our shit on the curb. Never uttered a word, came from a broken home. Mama was never there, my pops is a rolling stone. Nothing was ever given, they say you get what you give. Had to go through what I went through, they give you what I lived.
Came from the east. Had to go to war just for me to find peace. Fuck the police, they got the mark of the beast. I'm on 125th, you can see me in the streets. Seen a nigga teacher fell in love with a priest. And a rush for the bread like we ain't got yeast. Put studs on my garment, now I'm late to the feast. I'm a Wild West nigga, you can check the receipts. Ask me where I'm from, so we came from the east.
Now I'm downtown Oakland, I'm just holding posts. I'ma do this shit forever, cause it's all I know. Yeah, I'm in this shit deep, I gotta hold my nose. Went and put on all black, yeah, I joined the code. At the table with wise men, I'm just taking notes. Fuck the beast, kill the body, but can't kill the soul. Get with your brothers, never leave and never break that oath. Hardest thing to do is go to him alone. Build a zone for my brick in like Craig did. UBK, look, I'm airy where the reds is. Same serpent in the garden, they just shed skin. Gotta go to war to find peace, yeah, that's real shit. I seen the Lord take a spirit from men, and without this brotherhood, I end up like them. Look, there's wisdom behind these battle scars. Circle small, cause ain't no telling what these cowards
so
on.
we came from the east. Had to go to war just for me to find peace. Fuck the police, they got the mark of the beast. I'm on 125th, you can see me in the streets. Seen a nigga teacher fell in love with a priest. And a rush for the bread like we ain't got yeast. Put studs on my garment, now I'm late to the feast. I'm a Wild West nigga, you can check the receipts. Ask me where I'm from, so we came from the east.
Leviticus 20 and 26, and ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Lord, am holy, and have severed you from other people. God severed you, black man, from other people. You got no business joining the white man. You was brought here for slavery, now time of slavery is up. You're supposed to be in the ghetto helping black people. You're supposed to be getting them off of drugs, stopping the crime, re-educating them. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Instead, you a jungle monkey for the white man. Right. You march down 6th Street begging the white man for your own civil rights.
Came from the east.
White man hijacked your civil rights movement. You running down 6th Street begging him to be part of it. When God said, I separated you from other people, man. Why you think black people don't love each other? You gave all your love to the white man.
Well, it is, right?
That's why you can't love each other.
Well, it is.
White man looking at you like, what the hell is these black people's problem? Your problem is you done gave all your love to them. And you left none for your own. And let me tell you what else you do. You hate anybody that speak about your cause. Nobody, black people don't hate nobody more than a black man that speak on their behalf. They hate him the most. That's why you killed Christ. You killed Christ because Christ wanted to give you the kingdom of heaven. You said, oh, hell no. We sticking with the Romans. That's why it said in the Bible, you said, we have but one king, and Caesar is his name.
It's so soulful. So beautiful. You know what it is. So we came from the east. Had to go to war just for me to find peace. Fuck the police, they got the mark of the beast. I'm on 1.
All right, shalom, shalom, Israel. Can everybody hear me all right? Before we get started, y'all let me know. Y'all can hear me all right. Let's see. Make sure y'all can hear me all right. Locking. All right, we got some ones in chats. Wow. All right, the water, the water. We got plenty of ones in the trash. We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group or any Christian organization. Tonight is the history class. We know that history is extremely, extremely important. We got Salaki. Salaki. So let me before I address this fire intro, right? Before I address this fire intro that's getting plenty of attention in the chat, the water. All right, we're gonna give a courtesy salute to the brothers, Shalom Yahweh Shem Yahweh Thumb, and to the sisters Yahweh Shema Al Thumb by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and as it has been said, let's see, Sister Aya is in the building. We see Salakia. Uh, Sister Coco is also in the building. All right, Shalom, sis. As I said, Sister Ra'aya is in the building. Um, Aquaf Kenyesa is in the building. Shalom. All right. Let's see. Aquaf Diana is in the building. Shalom, sis. All right. Aquaf Nazam Anna is in the building. Shalom. Good to see you, sis. All right. Now, again, trying to get this out of the way, so I can make sure I give my brother his full appreciation on that intro. All right, Officer Yagadar is also in the building. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat, brother. I appreciate that fire intro. Listen, we got the best intros in Israel. Salaki, I know somebody gonna have another opinion, but that's mine. Officer Yagadar is doing an amazing work and job, and we definitely appreciate him. And the sisters are absolutely appreciated it as well. Sister Raya said fire intro. Sister Deanna gave them flames. Absolutely. Let's see. Let's see. Sister Raya made another comment. Absolutely worth it. Absolutely warranted. Let's see. Even Sister Coco, the water. Y'all listen. Obviously, Yagadar is amazing. He is amazing. He is amazing. We definitely appreciate it. We definitely appreciate it. Sister Desiree gave them flames as well. Absolutely. Brother Chris Shaw is in the building. Yeah, I will buy Shem Yahweh Shabbat Rock a thug, brother. All right. All right. Yes. That was that, and that set a great tone for the class. Again, Officer Yagabar is amazing, and we definitely appreciate it. He's a huge asset, an excellent brother in the school. All right. All right. So we have what I think may be our last class on this series of proving that we are Israelites. All right. We we have gone through a lot of information over this series, as far as what began, what kind of led to, not kind of, what led to the split in Israel between the Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom. We talked about uh, what 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 was the kind of original thing that led up to that. So for those who have been in the classes, in the series, taking y'all notes, who can tell me what that kind of the first, I don't say the first law, but it was the main law that was broken that kind of led Israel down the path um, to eventually splitting. Who can tell me what that law was? We talked about it. We talked about how it has its origination in Genesis. Um, we also talked about the flood and how that was the when the Most High decided to flood the earth. That was also a result of this law being broken. And then we talked about how this law also led to uh, the children of Israel becoming two different kingdoms. Who can tell me, Salakia, what that law was? What law was broken? Who can tell me that? Salakia. Let's see. Also, I'm gonna pull it up. Who wants to get at a shot? Who can tell me what that law was? All right, Trooper Kazaki is in the building. Shalom. How about you, my Shabbat Thug? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. All right. Y'all are on it. We got some answers already. Give yourselves a hand. Sister Nazamana is on it. Not to marry other nations. She is absolutely correct. Sister Kenyas is also on it. Sleeping with other races. Correct. That is the law that was broken. Sister Deanna is also on it. Marrying other nations. You are all correct. Now, Rib said she gave the precepts, even with other nations. First Kings 11, 1 through 12 and 15. All right, well let's pull that real quick. Let's pull that very quickly. Let's see. Let's pull the precept. Oh no, that's not what I'm gonna do. Pull the precept real quick that the sister gave. All right. It's not the one I want to read at now. Hold on. There we go. All right, and she's absolutely correct. Verse 1, this is First Kings chapter 11, verse 1. It says, but King Solomon loved many strange women. We know strange women in this context is talking about women of other nations, but it goes on to explain in more detail. It says, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, the women of the Moabites, the Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and the Hittites. So he was sleeping with all these other nations. He was marrying these women and making them his wives. All right. And verse 2 says, of the nations concerning which the Most High said unto the children of Israel, meaning we were given specific instructions about these nations from the Most High. It says, ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come in unto you. Do not sleep with them. Don't allow your daughters to sleep with their sons. Don't allow your sons to sleep with their daughters. And don't you sleep with them either. Those were the instructions that we got. Uh, and the verse goes on, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love. He loved these women, the specific women that we were given instructions not to marry, and which we're not to marry any other nation. But these nations he was absolutely in love with, and that's exactly what happened. His heart was turned away, which eventually led to the 10 tribes being um, taken from him, given to Jeroboam. And then Jeroboam, who remembers what Jeroboam did after the Most High gave the 10 tribes to him? Um, so then at one point, well, no, yeah, yep. After the 10 tribes gave, after the Most High gave the 10 tribes to Jeroboam, what did he then do? Who remembers that? Who remembers that? Y'all give me 1 second, Salaki. Oh, Salaki, sister Aisha is in the building. Yahweh Shemar, the thought about Shem, Yahweh Shah, sis. Give me 1 second. All right, good luck. Slovakia. All right. Sister I says it got harder. All right. Sister Nizamana said it got harsher. Okay. You all are speaking about Rehoboam, which was King Solomon's son. And you're absolutely accurate. That is exactly what happened. The people requested that once Solomon died, Rehoboam came into came to be the king, and the people came to him and said, "Hey, listen, your father was tough. Your father was tough on us. Is there any way you might be a little lighter on us?" And let me see, what verse is this? This is First Kings chapter 12. Where is it? First Kings chapter 12. Here it is. Verse 13. Let's pull that real quick. We can make it slightly bigger. So yes, you all are correct. He came. The people came to him and asked him to go a little lighter on him. And verse 13 says, "And the king answered the people roughly," meaning he was not polite in his delivery. He gave this harshly. All right. And forsook the old man's counsel that they gave him. And if you all remember, when they first asked him to go easier on him, he said, "Come back and talk to me in 3 days." And in those 3 days, he had two counsels. He had two counsels. He had counsels of older men, and he had counsels of younger men. The older men recommended that he take heed and hearken unto the people. Listen to these folks. They're asking this of you. You should probably listen to them. And then he went to the younger men, and the younger men said, "Nah, you should go harder." So in verse 13, when it says, and forsook the old men's counsel that they gave him, he ignored that counsel. Verse 14 said, "And spake to them after the counsel of the young men." So he went with what the young men said, saying, "My father made your yoke heavy, and I will add to your yoke." That is cold. This is a cold-hearted king right here. And it goes on. "My father also chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions." All of this is going to get worse. Understand this up front. That was Rehoboam, though. That was Rehoboam. And again, after this happened, the people they didn't want to follow Jeroboam. They then said, "You know what? They didn't want to follow Rehoboam, so they said, Jeroboam, we want you to lead and be our king, and we're going to follow after you." He was the one who built the idol. Okay, correct. Jeroboam was the one who built the idol. Absolutely right. I'll give her a hand. Give that sister a hand. Sister Natalie is in the building. Shalom. Yahweh Shalaki. Yahweh Shemar Lathabah Hashem Yahweh Shah. All right. Sister Nazamana is correct. He is the one who built the idols. He built the idols because he was so concerned, scared, worried, insecure, weak. A lot of words you can use, that the people were going to go to Jerusalem, where Rehoboam was the king, the southern kingdom, right? He was so worried that they were going to go to the southern kingdom because he had rebuilt the altars, and he didn't want to lose these people. Matter of fact, we're going to go there real quick. That was the verse, because it did not take him long to make this horrific mistake. Right. Once we skip down to verse 26, Once we skip down to verse 26, we see how quickly this mistake was made. All right, 26. And Jeroboam said in his heart, now shall the kingdom return to the house of David. He was worried about the now there was just obviously there was a split, there was a northern kingdom, southern kingdom. He's the king of the northern kingdom. Now he's worried that the kingdom is going to be reconciled, which he should want it to be reconciled because that's what you should want for Israel. But in his selfishness and his insecurity, he didn't want that. Verse 27 says, if the people go up to do sacrifice in the house of the Most High at Jerusalem, and if they go to Jerusalem to give their sacrifice, then shall the heart of this people turn again unto their Lord, meaning unto Rehoboam. That's what he was concerned about. He didn't want the nation to be reconciled. Even as it goes on, even unto Rehoboam, king of Judah. And they shall unalive me and go again to Rehoboam, the king of Judah. All right, verse 28. Whereupon the king took counsel and made 2 calves of gold and said unto them, it is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold, thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. We absolutely know that it's nonsense. He did. So as the sister said, and she's absolutely correct, he made 2 golden calves for the people to now worship. He made idols. She was absolutely correct. What did that lead to? There's a particular tribe that directly affected. Who remembers what that was? Absolutely right. Sister Ryan said these names are confusing. They can be. You got Jeroboam and Rehoboam. Absolutely right. They can be a little confusing. Most High in Christ. But who remembers what tribe uh, um, Jeroboam's decision to build make these calves, what tribe did that directly affect? Who can tell me that tribe and who can tell me how it affected them? We talked, uh, we talked a lot about, well, a fair amount about that last class. All right, the answers are coming in, and you all are absolutely correct. Sister Kenyasa said Levi. She is absolutely correct. Sister Zamanah said the Levites. Absolutely correct. Now, who can tell me how it affected them? We know that this affected them, but how exactly did it affect them? Sister Ra'aya also said, Levi, y'all are on it. Y'all are on it. Absolutely. Sister Deanna, Levi, absolutely. Give yourselves a hand. As normal, the sisters are showing up. And I'm right. Now, who can tell me how it affected them? You all have the right answer. Who can give me a little bit more to explain? Well, man, give Aqua King, yes, I had. She was absolutely, listen, I don't know if I could have said it any better. There was no need for them, so they left the kingdom. Yeah. Once Jeroboam decided he was going to offer these calves up, he these golden idols up. He actually he made a feast day. He did all type of things. And I'm trying to find that scripture where he absolutely he removed the need for the Levites, because if the Levites, the priests, their job, the reason why that we talked about last class, how they did not have any land when the children of Israel came into the promised land, when they came into Israel, the land was broken up. Matter of fact, we're going to pull that up as well. Now, obviously, we are kind of just reviewing what we've gone over so far in this series. Let's see. I'm gonna pull. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. See, can we make that larger? I don't know. Okay, there we go. All right. Hopefully y'all can see that. You have Simeon here. Now this was the original, how it was originally carved up, how the promised land was originally carved up. All right. You had Simeon here. You had Judah, right, with Simeon kind of in the middle. You had Reuben over here. Y'all can see my mouse, hopefully. Benjamin, Dan, Ethan, Gad, Manasseh had two different plots of land. Then you had Issachar, Zebulon, Asher, and Naphtali. And what we see is that Levi did not have uh, um, a specific portion of land. Oh, Salaki. Salaki. Levi did not have a specific portion of land. And who remember? Nah, it might be too much to type in the chat. Now we're gonna see who remembers why they did not have a specific portion of land. The Levites. Who can explain to me why, as briefly as you can? I know it might be a little bit to type in the chat, but I want to make sure we have this understanding. Oh, and Salaki, if I could, y'all give I was told that this was a decent, a decent series, but that it was a little taxing sometimes because at the end of the classes, there would be this to be continued. Somebody compared it to the days of our lives or something like that. I believe. Lucky. I didn't want to be I didn't think I was presenting like a soap opera, but it is definitely real life. It is the days of our lives. It's the history of our people. So I'm hoping that it is at least as interesting as those TV shows. I'm not gonna say who said it, but somebody's laughing. That's all I'm saying. I don't know who said it, but somebody's laughing and somebody's on the screen. I'm just saying. It's lucky. But nah, that's exactly that's exactly what I'm saying. The days of our lives. I was like, all right, I guess I'm gonna take that as a compliment. I'm like I said, I'm hoping this is interesting. I'm hoping this is as interesting. All right. Let's see. Sister Aya said they were priests and didn't have time for working land. Okay, yes, that is absolutely a way to describe it. They were priests. They did not. Their full-time jobs. All they did was make sure that the children of Israel were as close to being right with God as they could. So they gave counsel. They gave instruction. They gave punishment. They gave fines. But a huge part of it was taking the offering and making sure that the offering was given up right for the children of Israel. All right. So because of that, that was their full-time job. So they didn't have the ability or time, as Sister I said, to have a farm, to have cattle, to have all these things. So because of that, what's one law that the Christian church is going to make sure everybody keeps? Who can tell me what that is directly related to how we were structured as a nation in reference to the Levitical priests? It's the one law that if nothing else, the Christian church is going to make sure. There you go. Give Sister Nazamana a hand. They're tithes. They're going to make sure. Sister King, yes, is also correct. Give her a hand. Tithes. The Christian church is going to make sure. They're going to tell you the law is done away with, and you ain't got to follow the law no more. You can eat whatever you want. You can celebrate whatever you want. You don't have to worry about high holy days. You can do anything your heart desires. Damn near. But you got to tithe. This is the other hand as well. You got to tithe though, because because that's the law. They're gonna tell you that because they want that money. They are absolutely money hungry and power hungry. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. But tithing is it's of the Most High, and the reason for it then, a large reason for it was so that the Levitical priest could be taken care of, because then they didn't have the ability to generate their income. Their whole focus was making sure that the children of Israel were right with God. All right. Let's see. Sister Zamanah said I must have put it in the plate at least 6 times in one day. Oh yeah, they're gonna have listen. They're gonna have some offerings. They are gonna have some offerings, boy. They're gonna have an offering, and they're gonna have a second offering, and then they're gonna have a building fund, and then they're gonna have the pastor's love offering, and then they're gonna take up a special offering, for some trip that somebody's going on. And then of course we gotta have second service today. We gotta get some foods. We gotta need an offering for that. Listen, and that's why if y'all don't know, some of these churches they will absolutely put ATMs in the building. In the building, because they're gonna make, as Sister Raya says, show me the money. They are about that. They are absolutely about that. Sister Natalie said yes, she understands as well. They are gonna get that money. Listen, Sister Nizama is on it. They will line them up. They will line them up. They will absolutely line them up and be, hey, listen, whoever has $100, everybody stand in this line. Whoever has, they'll start at 100 and go up. Whoever has 500, stand in this line. And all the while making everybody feel horrible about what they are able to give. All the while understanding that all they want is your money. That's the goal. Get this money. That way we can buy a jet, so we can say we want to fly around and do the work of the Lord. Let me see. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me see what Sister Natalie is saying. Hold on. She says, oh no, like ATM. Yeah, they will have ATMs in the church now. They will absolutely have ATMs in the church. Are you talking about my old Lucky? She meant old minister. You tell me, sis. I don't know. Maybe. I just know it's not a rarity for them to have an ATM posted in the lobby of the church. I know that. Especially, listen, the bigger the church, the more they're gonna have, the more likely they are to have one. That's what I do know. I don't know. You let me know if it's your old pastor or minister. Salaki. I'm glad it's your old pastor or minister if that is the case. I'm glad it's your old one. X. All of that good stuff. Let's see. Sister Zamana says, Salaki, I didn't know any better. No, listen. You are absolutely right. That is, and that's not just you, sis. You didn't know any better. But you love the Lord. Salaki, let me pull this scripture, because that is a good point. Because all of us, that's who we are, as a people. Romans 10:2, I believe, is the scripture I want to get. I'm gonna pull this back up in 1 second, but let me get Romans 10:2, because that is what Sister Nizama just described is us. It's like not knowing any better and loving the Most High. That is absolutely us. And again, this is how we know that we are the children of Israel. All right, Romans 10:2 says, because for I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. That is our people. We love the Most High. Even though, listen, a lot of Most of the people that's in the church aren't the problem. And well, they're not directly the problem. They're not perpetuating. They're just like the sister just described. They just love the Most High. Christianity is the problem. The Christian pastor is the problem. The minister, the pastor, they're the problem because they're supposed to have the knowledge. This knowledge that our people don't have, again, it says, for I bear record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. We love the Most High. We absolutely do. It's part of who we are. But we don't have the knowledge that we're supposed to have. We don't have the truth. What our people have is Christianity, which is why we're in the church giving away all this money, 6 offerings in one day. That's why there's an ATM in there. That's why your Christian pastor has a jet and a Benz and a BMW and has a huge mansion when the people in his church, the congregation, are poor, are desolate, are destroyed. But he has all of the money because we have a zeal for the Most High, but not according to knowledge. So when the pastor and the Christian pastors tell us that we're supposed to give all this money, which tithing is what we're supposed to do, don't get me wrong. But we're supposed to do the work of the Most High as well. We're supposed to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. We're supposed to have the knowledge so that we can actually be in line with the Most High. He's not going to tell you that. He's going to say, just give me all your money. We're going to have all these offerings, and I'm going to get it from everybody. We're not going to do any work for the people out in the streets. This Saturday, we were in Baltimore doing a food and a clothing drive because we go out in the streets and actually do work. We actually do work. We actually try to look out for our people, try to help them. We try to get them off drugs. We try to make sure they're eating something, make sure they're fed, make sure they have some clothes. That's what we do. The Christian church, they take your money. It goes to the pastor, and at best, if you're in the church, you might get a little bit of help. If you ask, and if you're on record and you've been given, maybe. But as far as going out here and doing some serious work, trying to wake our people up and get our people off of drugs and get our people back in line with the Most High, no, the Christian church ain't doing that. The Christian church is not doing that. They're absolutely not. But again, we stick by it because we have I'm going to get my headpiece right in a minute. We stick by it because we have a zeal for the Most High, but not according to knowledge. So that sis is absolutely right. And it was so heavy because that's who we are as a people. That's who we are as a people. All right. Yagda says, Salaki, today, that Creflo had collection cups installed on the bleacher seats of his mega. He had collection cups installed on the seats. Am I hearing that right, Yagda? So they ain't gotta get up. They just drop it right there. Hey man, that Christian is worse than crack. Christianity worse than crack. Because again, going back to not having that knowledge, not having the truth, our people don't understand that they're on crack. They don't understand how the Christian church destroys our people. They don't even know. They're not aware. At least a crackhead, at least somebody who's on heroin, at least somebody who's strung out on drugs, they're aware that they're on drugs. That they're in a better position to at least make a decision at some point to get off of them. To get the right help, to come to the priests and prophets so they can get the right counsel, go to some kind of medical facility if that's what's needed. They can decide that they're gonna get themselves better and have a brotherhood and a sisterhood around them to make sure that they have the strength and the support to do so. The Christian church, it's such a drug, and they don't even know that they're on it. Which is why it's so difficult for us to wake people up, especially when they're in Christianity. Especially when they're in Christianity. Good night. All right. That's right. I said, don't forget the wheelbarrow offering with the. Oh man, so she's going back. Lucky. We were. This was back when we was clearly in the world and in the church. I forgot what event it was. I want to say it was like a New Year's Eve joint. Like a watch night, and they came out with this barrel, and they would that instead of the baskets, they had a barrel, a wheelbarrow that they were going to roll around the church, and the preacher was like, it's a metal wheelbarrow. He said something like it's a metal wheelbarrow on purpose, so we're gonna know if you throwing that noisy money into the wheelbarrow, because he didn't want that. He didn't want that. I mean, wicked, just wicked. But that's what it is, and our people don't have the knowledge. They don't have the truth, so most of our people just go with it. Just go with it. She's absolutely right. They flying around. Listen, I can't even say that, but she's right. Oh, PB Jake's out here. Oh, PB Jake. I don't understand. I don't understand how you can sit in the church where he said what he said and then cheer that on. I don't understand. I don't understand at all. And Sister Salakia, I almost give y'all half a pass. I don't know how you could be any brother who heard him say that. What's on the screen right now, because I promise you I'm not going to say it. But when I don't know how you could be a man and hear him say that and be like, yeah, he got the word of the Most High. What? Disgusting. But you absolutely right. They flying all around the country, all around the world, doing that, doing God knows what else, and saying it is for the Most High. Yuck. Salakia. Mr. Deanna said, let's see. Depending on how much you give, the blessing gets bigger. Listen, that's exactly what that takes me to another precept. Let me pull this precept. That's another good point. The message out of the Christian church is the more you give, the bigger your blessing is going to be. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Somebody break that down for me. If the more you give, the bigger your blessing is going to be. And then they figure out how to tie that to your faith, right? And so what that means is, if you don't have a whole lot of, if you ain't getting a whole lot of blessing, what that mean? Who can break that down for me? What does it mean if you're in a Christian church and it's been deemed that you aren't getting blessed as much as you should? Sister Aisha, Salaki, I might have said Sister Diana. Sister Aisha just brought up a heavy point right here. Who can tell me what that translates to if you're in a Christian church? Let's see, where is that? There it is. All right, let's see. Since Ryan said you're not giving enough, that's part of it. That's definitely part of it. That's definitely part of it. Y'all are knocking all the pins down. Y'all are knocking all the pins down, because not giving enough is one of them. They'll start there, right? Sister Zamana said, the Lord doesn't love you. Now here's the deal. They won't come out right and say that, but that's what they mean. That's exactly what they mean. That's exactly what they mean. Sister Aisha says, you don't have faith. That's another one. That's another one. You don't have to. This is when they'll pull out faith without works is dead. This is when they'll pull that out. Faith without works is dead. They only talking about your money. They ain't talking about doing no work. They ain't talking about following no laws. They ain't talking. But if you don't get your money, you don't have faith. That's why you don't got no blessings, because you don't have enough faith to give your money to the church. Yagadar says, rich are blessed, poor, it's your fault. Exactly. That's another way to phrase it. If you are blessed, then you are rich. And if you're rich, then you're blessed. And if you're not, then it's your fault, because you don't have enough faith and you're not tithing, and no concern about the hell that our people live in. No concern about the destruction and the oppression that our people have to deal with. None of that. It's your fault. You don't have enough faith. You don't love the Most High enough, and it's clear because you're not getting blessed. We're going to pull a precept on that. Sister Deanna said, not tithing enough or no faith. That's the one. And then, like I said, and then they'll hit you with that faith without works is dead. They'll hit you with that. You're not worthy. You're not saved enough, right? You ain't got enough Jesus in you. That's all of that. Y'all are absolutely right. So we're gonna pull this precept right now. This is 1 Timothy 6 and let me see. Salaki, I got it. 1 Timothy 6 and 5, Salaki. 1 Timothy 6 and 5, that's what we're gonna pull up. But Officer Yagda got another good point. Will a man rob God? Yeah, they're gonna hit all of them. Listen, cursing with a curse, they're gonna hit all of them. They're gonna hit all of them. Like I said, that's the one law that they are going to absolutely perpetuate and make sure everybody knows. They're gonna, and if you're not doing it, then it's all your fault. But let's pull 1 Timothy 6 and 5, and let's see what the Lord has to say about that type of spirit. Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds. And you can read up to get the full understanding, but I believe you'll get it, Salaki. And destitute of the truth. Salaki. Supposing gain is godliness. That's the Christian church. Because if you had gain, then that's how you know the Lord blesses you. And if you don't have it, what does that mean? That the Lord ain't blessing you. So now this is prosperity preaching. Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds. This comes from men with corrupt minds. And destitute of the truth. They do not have the truth. They are destitute of the truth. When we say destitute, that's the term when we use typically when we talk about somebody's maybe financial state. You're destitute. You don't have any money. You don't have any substance. They're destitute of the truth. And they have corrupt minds, supposing that gain is godliness. That's prosperity preaching. That's your Christian pastor all day, every day. And what's the last part of the verse say? From such withdraw thyself. This is why we have to come out of the Christian church. This is why we have to come out of the Christian church. That is a heavy point that sister brought up, though. Give her a hand. All right. Let me see. They literally call you out by name and tell you to stand so they can pray you do better so he can bless you and bring you the money. They're gonna call you out directly. Good night. You need to be prayed on. Tell you. Wicked. And our people don't know. That's just an example I said earlier. We don't know. We got a zeal for the Most High, but not according to knowledge. All right, let me go back up because I think I missed a couple, but y'all are absolutely on it. Let me see. How far back do we need to go? Salaki, y'all bear with me. Okay, there we go. Let's see. All right, Salaki made people feel okay. Y'all on it. I'm not saying earlier, Salaki made people feel bad for not having money, although they coming to serve the Lord. Right. They pulling your heartstrings, make you feel guilty. But again, and it's so disingenuous because here's the deal: are we supposed to pay our tithes? Absolutely, because it's part of the law. We're supposed to do everything else in the law too, and that's the disingenuous part about it. Yes, we pay our tithes in here, and we make sure that we are teaching to pay tithes as well. But we teach the rest of the law as well. That's one part of it. That's their biggest deal. That's why it's so disingenuous. It's not just about paying your tithes. For them, that's what it's all about. to those pastors, that's what it's all about. All right. Okay, that was sad. All right. All right. You all are absolutely on it. We got off a little bit, but Salakia, that was definitely that was definitely good, needed to be said. Young man Jerion is in the building. Shalom, how about Shemi Shabarakatha out of New Orleans. Good to see you, brother. All right. Let me see. We got to Jeroboam, and then we got to him making them idols. Salakia. I'm trying to recap real quick. And then we went to, oh, that's what it was. We went to, I had the map up. We talked about how Levi then went to the southern kingdom. Benjamin also linked up, and that's why you had Benjamin, Levi, and Judah in the southern kingdom. You had the rest of the 10 tribes of the northern kingdom. We went through how the king, who was that king? Was it Hosea? Hosea, who was that king? It's a lot. That was in Second Kings. That was Second Kings 17, I believe. Let me make sure. Yes, Hosea. We talked about how Hosea was paying tribute to the Assyrian king. Who remembers how that broke down? Who remembers how that broke down and the Assyrian king ended up taking the children of Israel into captivity? Why did what led to that once Hosea was king? Who can remember? Who can remember what King Hosea did? It's in Second Kings 17. I know y'all take copious notes. I know somebody got it written down. Slot. Let's see. Uh-oh, we're gonna give it a shot. Let's see. Uh-oh. See what's going on. Can I stump y'all? Wait a minute. I might have stumped y'all. I don't know. I'll tell you what, for the sake of time, we're gonna pull it up. We're gonna pull it up real quick. All right, Second Kings 17. Second Kings 17. We're gonna start. We'll start at 3. Second Kings 17 and 3 says, against him came up Shalmaneser, king of Assyria, and Hoshea became his servant. Hoshea was the king of the northern kingdom at the time. And he gave him presents. Remember what presents? Who remembers what these presents were? Who remembers what presents were in this case? Let's see. You can tell me what these presents were. If I remember, we looked that up to get the specific understanding of it. Not quite taxing. Not quite taxing. I don't. It's a different. It's a bit of a different connotation, right? Because taxing wouldn't be presents, right? Because you got to pay taxes. Like we don't pay taxes. We don't give presents to the U.S. government because they're taxes, right? So I want you to think about it that way. That it's similar, but think about it a little bit differently. Servants, that's not what it means by presents. All right, not servants. But give yourselves a hand for giving that attempt. That's what's up. Most High in Christ. We have some folks who I'm looking. Listen, I can't be stumping y'all. I know y'all be taking these beautiful, neat, and amazing notes. So lock you. So let's see. All right, not livestock. Okay, no sweat. We're gonna get it real quick. All right. Uh, I'm not gonna pull up. I'm just tell y'all. This was tribute. So think about if you've ever seen the movie Goodfellas or any gangster movie. To be honest, when you when you have in a gangster Goodfellas. Go back to Goodfellas. Salaki. In their hierarchy, right? If y'all remember Goodfellas, Paulie was the boss. Anytime they had a lick, anytime they got they made a good amount of money off some crime that they committed, the first thing they did was give Paulie his tribute. They just gave him money because Paulie was the boss. Paulie gave other things. He gave protection. He gave all this other things. That's a lot of when you look at how organized crime, especially back in the when the mafia was strong in the early early to mid 1900s or whatever, before the racketeering came in, those charges came in. A lot of that was they made their money off of tribute. They would go to these companies and, hey, you need to pay me for protection. Now the protection was protection really from myself, because I'll set you, I'll make sure that I get some goons to come and destroy your store and steal from you and do all that. But you need to pay me this tribute. And that's why I wanted to be very clear. It's not quite taxes. Taxes are more of a structured thing. This is more almost strong arming. You're gonna give me this, or it's almost you're gonna give me this, or bad things are gonna happen. All right. So if y'all remember that, right? Okay, y'all got it. Sister I said they gave a gift for protection. Exactly. Sister Zamaná said, "Can't remember that." All right. Most High in Christ. And so as it goes on, Salaki, hold on. So he was giving them these presents, right? This tribute. Verse 4 says, "And the king of Assyria found conspiracy in Hoshea, for he had sent messengers to So, king of Egypt." So he sent messages to one of the pharaohs and brought no present to the king of Assyria, as he had done year by year. Therefore, the king of Assyria shut him up and bound him in prison. So who can tell me what he did? What was he doing with King So in Egypt? How would we describe that? It said he sent messengers to King So in Egypt, to the So king of Egypt. He didn't give the tribute to the king of Assyria. What was he doing? My rib got jokes, y'all. So So like you said, we're too caught up in the storyline to take too many specific notes. No sweat. No sweat. No sweat. That's a good thing though, because again, this is our history. This is our history, and this stuff is. I mean, I find it interesting. I hope y'all do. But it's very again, it's important to have to know. We didn't even go over the precept tonight because I still got a fair amount of information to go through, but I know y'all know it. Deuteronomy 32:7, very very important. All right. Well, who can describe to me what verse 4 is talking about? What is he doing? All right. Yes. Sister King Justice said rebelling. Yes, that's a way to describe it. Give me a little bit more though. He's doing a little bit more than that. I mean, no, I shouldn't say it. Just give me a little bit more. You're right. He is rebelling. There's a certain amount of rebellion that's happening here. Let me ask it a different way. Who can guess when he sent messengers to So the king of Egypt? What do you think he may have been? Might have been the discussion. What was the message? I might have to walk you out there. He's in a subservient position to the king of Assyria. We all understand that. Kana la'aya, let me know. He's in a subservient position, which is why he's paying this tribute. Even matter of fact, it said in verse 3, it says he became his servant. There you go. Give his sister Coco a hand. He's playing sides. That's all. What he was trying to do is then form an alliance with King So in Egypt so that he could then say, I'm not paying you no more money because I got this backing over here. Y'all are absolutely right. Okay, Khan, y'all are with me. So he's in a subservient position. So he's sending messages over to King So because he's trying to now get some backing over here so he can go now against King So. Who is he not trusting in at this point? Who is he not called on? Who can tell me? Damn right. The Most High. The Most High. Right. Y'all are absolutely on it. He's playing sides. He's paying one off so he gets left alone. And then he go, okay, well, let me play this one against this one. But what they're not doing is following the law, statutes, and commandments. Because again, remember, Jeroboam got rid of all that. They're not doing that. The Most High is not on their side. And he's just out here trying to survive best he can. But what he's not doing is the one thing he should be doing, which is following the law, statutes, and commandments so that he can rely on the Most High. And that's what we do, our people, every single day. It's just like when we say, you know what, I'm a Republican or I'm a Democrat. It's the same thing. We are relying on someone else. And in this case, other nations. Same case with Hosea. We're relying on other nations, hoping that they're going to do something for us. We're supposed to be separate from these nations and have the protection of the Most High. So again, this is the same type of routine that we always do. Instead of relying on the Most High, we're gonna rely on Democrats. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna cast my vote for these other nations to be over on top of us because in our minds, that's the best way we can affect change. Slocky. That's the best way we can affect change. No, it's not. That's not how we affect change. If it was, then our people wouldn't be in these conditions that they're in. Our people would be in a much better condition. We've been voting for all these years. Absolutely. Your system is arm in our hand. That's why the Most High said, do not vote. Right. Because when you vote, you are putting another nation over top of you. The same thing Hosea did. You are becoming that nation's servant. You're saying, I want you to rule over me. I want you to rule over me and tell me what to do and direct my life. And that's the idea. It's horrible. But we're so destroyed. And again, we don't have an understanding. We have a love for the Most High, but not according to to knowledge. So our people don't understand that the Most High said, don't vote and don't set these other nations up on top of you because this is what happens. Our people don't know that, and our people think, well, that's the best way to affect change. And again, going back to the Christian church, what happens? Every election season, somebody's coming into the Christian church. I don't care what nobody say. Somebody, some Edomite is gonna get in contact with somebody's preacher or pastor, and they're gonna talk to him, and the pastor's gonna get up in the pulpit and say, "I'm not telling you who to vote for, and so on and so forth, but you should go vote." And he's gonna parade this dude out in front of y'all, and 9 times out of 10, he's not gonna be, of our nation. Most often of someone else's nation. Not that that particularly matters, because we shouldn't be in Esau's politics anyway. But even then, it's another nation. It's so visibly clear that we are putting ourselves under these, purposefully under these nations. Now, we are in captivity, no doubt about it. But we shouldn't be participating in the captivity. That's essentially what we're doing when we go vote. We still want to be in captivity. We're going to cast our vote. It's horrible. Absolutely. Get a sister in hand. Sister Zamanar said, wow, it was really clicking it hard. Most High in Christ. We've been here before. When you have a full understanding, not a full understanding, when you get a better understanding of us, and the reason why it's so clear who we are is because the same things we do now, we did then. The same cycles we go through now, we went through then. Instead of just following the law, statutes, and commandments, we want to be like other nations. Then we align ourselves with other nations. The Most High told us not to do. Then we end up on the bottom. And then we end up in captivity. It's the same thing. And now we here participate in our captivity by continuing to vote. When the Most High told us that's not what we should be doing. All right. Okay, so once that happened, the king of Assyria, if y'all remember, he blockaded Samaria for, I think it was 3 years, and then he took them away. All right. And we went into Second Ezra's. We went to Second Ezra's. We're going to pull it up. Second Ezra's 13. And again, that's in the Apocrypha. All right. Second Ezra's 13 and verse 40, I believe. I think this is it. Yes, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king. This is talking about Hosea, all right, whom Salmanessar, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. Again, this is the precept for this is Deuteronomy 28 and 68. When you will go into Egypt again with ships. This is the same deal. We know we're very familiar, obviously, with the transatlantic slave trade, but this too, when they were carried into captivity over the waters, that was in a ship. All right. But it goes on, verse 41. But they took this counsel amongst themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further away country where never mankind dwells. So they decided, you know what? We're going to escape this captivity, and we're going to keep going over these waters into another country where no man dwelt. And we said, last class, well, let's keep going. Verse 42, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. So they made the decision, we need to come back to the Most High. So we need to get out from under this captor, go to another land where nobody exists, and then we're going to get back into the keeping our law, statutes, and commandments. Verse 43, and they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river. Verse 44, for the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over. Again, passed over meaning passed over waters. All right. Verse 45, for through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Arsaret. All right, so it took them about a year and a half to get there. Who remembers? I believe we went over the specifics of Arsaret. Who remembers? Um, um, no, I'm gonna ask it a different way. Is Arsaret a country? Kana la'a. Who can tell me? Who can tell me? Is Arsaret a country? The name of a country. Okay. All right. Sister Nazama said it is America. Now, that is absolutely correct. That is correct. That's what it's referencing. That's why it was the land that no man dwelt before. Right? But it is not the name of a country. So La'ah. All right? La'ah. It is not the name. La'ah. So to be clear, when you look Arsareth as it's written was, let me get it right. Let me read this very specifically from Captain Cartazar's book, Salaki. Um, where was it? It says, right. Arsareth is not the direct name of a country or any particular landmass. All right. So if anybody is to ask you that, no, it's not. Okay. It says, in fact, it is a mistransliteration of the Hebrew word aretz, or in the Hebrew, the Lashon Kadosh, it would be pronounced aratazah. And it just means another country. It just means another country. It's not the name of the country, though. All right. So, but you all, Sister Nizamana is correct, and I'm sure there are others who identified the landmass correctly. It's called America today, North, Central, and South America. All right. Let's see. Now, what do I want to go over now? Now I want to go over. Let's try we got. Nope, not yet. We are going to go over. So now that's the understanding, right? So then there are certain questions that you might have. Let's say, okay, fine. Let's say you're having a discussion with someone and they understand all of that, right? So you're saying easily that the North American Indians, North Central and South American Indians, are so-called Indians, are the northern 10 tribes, right? No sweat, no sweat. Most High in Christ. I am the bar, sir. All right. So let's say you're in a discussion though, and you tell them, hey, this the Northern Kingdom was taken away. Um, they're the so-called Native Americans in North Central and South America. What's a question that they might ask if they wanted to challenge you? And think about this from a scientific perspective, from a historical type of. Uh, um, I mean, and an easy question is, well, how do you prove that, right? Now you could walk them down there, but then they might ask for additional proof. What's something that they might ask for? What's something that a general question that just might be asked, like, well, I'm trying to get y'all there without getting into y'all. Oh, let me see. Let me. No, it's not what I need. Let me ask a different question. Come on. All right, y'all bear with me. Something's not right. Okay. Come on, man. There we go. Okay. Who has anybody heard of the Bat Creek Stone? Kanala'a. The Bat Creek Stone. All right. That's right. Sala'a. It's a couple Sala'a. No sweat. Of course, my brother. I'm not surprised. All right. So Nizamana Sala'a. No sweat. So let me help you. So this is the deal. If this is an easy question that somebody might ask, just to be honest, Sala'a. If the northern tribe was here before anyone else, why is there no evidence of that? Why don't we see anything? Right? In comes the Bat Creek stone. This is a stone that was found in Ohio in the 1880s. All right. Hopefully y'all gonna be able to see this. This is something that was found in the modern state of Ohio in the 1880s. Hopefully y'all can see that. Let me see if I can make it a little larger. What does that look like? Who can tell me what that resembles? Those markings. Listen, not that it is an inscription on a stone, correct? That was found in the 1880s, 1889, I believe, in the modern what's now the state of Ohio. Sister Rahaya hand. Absolutely, this looks like ancient Hebrew. I mean, that's clearly a Yah. Y'all can see my mouse. That is clearly a Yah. It's a La, right? I believe this is a Ha. It just doesn't, it doesn't come down as far. That to me looks like it could be a Sa, right? But this is something that was found in Ohio. In Ohio, all right? Which makes sense because again, if you're going to say that the 12 tribes of the northern kingdom are the so-called Native Americans in North Central and South America, then there should be something to support it. Absolutely, give Sister Zamana a hand. That's our language. Sister Aya said the first one is a ah. I think over here, I think is what you're talking about. Over to the left, it looks like a that maybe wasn't quite finished. Absolutely. Now some of this, I'm not sure what that looks like. Now this is what's interesting because obviously this caught the attention of some folks, right? Now this is a sketch up of it, right? Now, I'm not saying that this is what I'm about to show y'all. I'm not saying that this is what this is, but just check this out, right? Now that kind of looks similar. This kind of looks similar to what was written up there, right? So we're gonna go to. I'm gonna go to the Blue Letter Bible. Let me stop sharing that real quick. Oh, wait a minute. I might be able to pull it up over here. Yes. All right. We're going to go to Exodus 39 and 30. And what we're just talking about is similarities. All right. Exodus 39 and 30. Come on. Come on. Come on. Bear with me. This is a little slower than I wanted. All right. 39 and 30. I'm going to. All right. I'm going to stop sharing that and flip the Blue Letter Bible. All right. Exodus 39 and 30. When you scroll down to the last part of the scripture, it says, holiness to the Most High. All right? That would be Kodash La Yahweh. All right? Everybody sees that. Kodash La Yahweh. And that is in the Assyrian. But we know the ancient comparable. So this recognizes holiness to the Most High. An inscription worn on the forehead of the high priest as described in Exodus 39 and 30. And they made a plate of holy crown of pure gold and wrote upon it and a writing like an engraving. That's the entire scripture, like to the engraving of a signet, holiness to the Most High. And where is it? No, that's not it. But you can see that that looks very similar to what that stone said. Now you're clearly missing a Shah right here. That looks more like a Wa. So I'm not saying it is exactly it, but it's definitely in the building. All right. But again, these are exactly. Exactly. That's the whole point. It's very, very similar to what was on that stone. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, what else? Who's heard of the what is it? Derelict the derelict stone. No, Decalogue stone, Salaki. The Decalogue stone, Kanala'a. Who has maybe heard of that? The Decalogue stone. No sweat. Um, plus, obviously, y'all can do it. That kind of one kind. Let me. Salaki. The Decalogue stone. The Decalogue stone is a stone that was found. Where's my stuff's not opening, y'all. Bear with me. Here we go. Hopefully, I will be able to see this as well. Where's the Decalogue? Come on. There it is. All right. The Decalogue stone was found in 1860. I have to try to make this larger too. Yeah, you may not be able to see that. Hopefully you can. Let's see if I can. I'm not sure if you all can see that clearly, but that is essentially Hebrew writing all the way around. All right, and this thing, it's written on the front, on the back, on the sides, everywhere. All right, if y'all can see that, let me know. All right, she's right, Sakan, you can see that. All right, this was found in 1860. Where was this? This is also in Ohio. This was also in Ohio. Since I'm not Sakan, you can see it well. All right, so there are relics. There is archaeology. All right, here that supports the fact that the 12 tribes or the 10 lost tribes, the Northern Kingdom, came here. All right, and there's one more I believe I want to get to y'all. Here it is. There was also a Decalogue stone, and Salakia. They're called the Decalogue stones because when you read them, they have the 10 Commandments on them. That's why they're called the Decalogue stone. All right, Deca meaning 10 Commandments. Now they're written out. That one I just showed you is written all around it, and it's meant to be read in a certain direction all the way around, and it loops back around so you can then read it again. That's the way it's done. Well, that's the way that one was done. There's also a Decalogue stone that was found in West Central New Mexico. West Central New Mexico, all right? Try to make that larger. Uh-oh. Let me see. All right, hopefully y'all can see that. You can see some of our letters here. That's clearly a la, and that's a ah. All right, y'all can see that. That might be still too small. Let me see if I can. That's as large as it's going to let me make it. Y'all may not be able to see that, Salaki. If y'all can't, no sweat. The Decalogue stone in New Mexico. There's an ah there. That's a sha. That looks like a ha. There's clearly our letters all throughout here. All right. But again, that was found in New Mexico. All right. The last piece I'm going to say about the Northern Kingdom is that Columbus knew who he was looking for. Columbus, as much as the American school system wants to talk about how he was looking for a route around the world and so on and so forth, that is not true. All right. And again, Kamikata's book from the East. Make sure y'all get it. It goes into how Columbus had Hebrew translator. He brought a Hebrew translator, someone who spoke Hebrew, purposefully, because he was looking for the 12 tribes of Israel. He was looking for the lost 12 tribes, lost 10 tribes, lucky of Israel. But he brought a Hebrew, a person that spoke Hebrew, with him on his voyages. And again, why would you do that unless you had a purpose for it, right? Um, but he was not the only person. He was not the only person. We're gonna see if y'all can see this as well. There was another explorer. That's not gonna work. Select. Oh wait a minute, there was another explorer by the name of Antonio Montesinos. I believe is how that's pronounced. Let me get that up here for y'all. Antonio Montesinos. And this is on PBS. This is PBS. Oh, not what I'm trying to do. Hopefully, y'all can see that a little bit. So the association with the Indians, so-called Indians with the lost tribes, was heard again and again. The report by Portuguese traveler Antonio Montesinos came 120 years later, meaning 120 years after Columbus. All right. Aroused remarkable interest. It was a thrilling journey I took in South America. Now that I'm back in Amsterdam, I must share with you some incredible news. This is a quote of his. There is a Jewish Indian tribe living beyond the mountain passes of the Andes. Indeed, I myself heard them recite the Shema, expression of Jewish faith, and saw them observe so-called Jewish rituals. As Christian theologians awaiting the second coming were thrilled to receive this welcome news, so on and so forth. So these are things that they were talking about then. Because he was another explorer who brought a Hebrew-speaking translator. And what happened was when they got to South America, they matter of fact, let me read it directly from Captain Custer's book. I'll tell y'all, get the book. It's lucky. Let me get to it. Says Montesinos could not understand, it says the woman got off and spoke to Francisco, which was the translator, in an Indian tongue that Montesinos could not understand, although he could perceive that he was being identified in the conversation. She then turned to her male companions to explain the situation. Upon hearing her words, they rose, went over to Montesinos, and to his utter astonishment said, Shema, Yisrael, Adonia, Elohim, Adonia, Ehad. But the translation is, Hear, O Israel, the Most High, our power, the Most High is one. This is what happened 120 years after Columbus discovered America and South America. The lost 10 tribes are the so-called Native American Indians. All right. Now we're gonna shift gears. So that is how we prove our the 12 tribes. 10 tribes, Salakia. That leaves though Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, who were still in Jerusalem at the time. Everybody with me so far? The southern kingdom was still in Jerusalem. Damn right. Kwame Yasha'Allah. Absolutely. All right, Khan. All right. Khan. All right, good stuff. So, how did we, the remaining tribes, get here? That's a question. How did we or how did the remaining tribes get here? How do we prove who we are? This one, especially for us as Judites, we should be at least aware of the event. There's a specific event. Who can tell me what that is? All right, I got one answer. Let's see. Okay, not the Trail of Tears. The Trail of Tears did happen, but that was something that happened to our uh, uh, to our Native American brothers and sisters as a result of this oppressor. That was when they gave out blankets with smallpox on them to make sure that our brothers and sisters were unalive uh, as they made their way. Okay, all right. Shalom. How was Shamala about Shimmy? How was Shy? Sister checking in from Sister Jackie checking in from Greenville. All right. Good to see you, sis. No sweat. Give Sister Aya a hand. She's absolutely right. The transatlantic slave trade, that is Deuteronomy 28 and 68 specifically. All right. But so now let's break this down, right? So we all know we were in Jerusalem. Where where did we get on the slave ships though? Who could tell me? Where were we put on the slave ships? Where did we board the slave ships? Where did that initially happen? Who could tell me? In the transatlantic slave trade specifically. All right. Oh, I had it. All right. All right, let's see what we got. Sister Ryder said I've always been told Africa, but I don't know anymore. No, it was you're correct. It wasn't Africa. Sister Deanna said Africa. Now, y'all give Sister Nazama not a hand. Y'all give her a absolute hand. She just gave y'all the actual breakdown. She says fleeing from Roman captivity and trying to hide amongst Africans, and they sold us out. She is absolutely correct. So let's see where we're gonna start here. We're gonna do this somewhat quickly. Y'all bear with me, all right? We're gonna do this somewhat quickly. You all have heard of um, From Babylon to Timbuktu, yes? Who has not heard of that book, From Babylon to Timbuktu, matter of fact? In 1 second. Oh, no problem. Has anybody not heard of that book, From Babylon to Timbuktu? To be honest, Khan, she's aware of it. Correct. We have to sit right. We look similar, but we are not the same people. Absolutely not. That's it. Very simple. And our people have become so destroyed again because of this oppressor, thinking that what you look like physically has something to do with who your people are. That's absolutely wrong. That's absolutely wrong. Says Raj says she is aware, has heard of the book. Sister Zamanai as well. Okay, awesome. Um, actually, in the movie shop. Oh, I might need to check that out. I don't think I've ever seen that movie. I don't think I've ever seen that movie. All right. So from Babylon to Timbuktu, page 84. I'm just going to do share this. This is from the book. All right. Page 84. Hopefully y'all can see that. I don't think I can make it any larger. Um, it says in the year 65 BC, the Roman army. Okay, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem in 70 A.D. General Vespasian, I believe is how you pronounce it, and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state. And this is historical. This is not just the Bible that says this. That's going to be probably my next series of classes. We're going to break down stuff that actually is in the Bible, but there's other sources that support it as well outside of the Bible. All right. Um, it says put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter. This is when they destroyed Jerusalem. During the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrage. Am I reading that right? Outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa. All right, fleeing from the Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves. And of course, it gives Deuteronomy 68 and 28 and 64 as a reference, a precept, if you will. And it talks about, matter of fact, let's just read it. It says, and the Most High shall scatter thee among the people from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And we know this to be the precept that that prophesies us going into Christianity and Islam specifically, because Christianity, that wood is that wooden crucifix that Christians love so much, and then the stone is the Kaaba stone that is Muslims love to circle and kiss, and disgusting. But that's the prophecy for those for that happening now. Let me see. Because Allah says he told Esau, "Take us, they not my people." Exactly. Matter of fact, it was deep. Is worse than that almost. He didn't tell Esau to take us. He went and got us and gave us to Esau, so that they could have guns and weapons. We again. None of this stuff is new. We are a commodity. We are a commodity. The reason why Egypt was such a great nation is because we were in it. The reason why this wicked kingdom America is so great is because we are in it. We are a commodity. We are of value. We are often traded for it. All right. But they actually took us because what happened was we went, as the book said, we went down into Africa. Now they knew we weren't their people, and we knew we weren't their people. So we were kind of just occupying at that point because we had been displaced. We lost our home. But because we do look somewhat similar, we could hide there and not be detected by Esau. The Romans couldn't necessarily tell the difference, but we knew, and those Hamites knew. So by the time they show up and want slaves, and hey, we got some guns for y'all. Oh, the Hamites knew who to go get. So let's prove that. All right. Bear with me. missing something. So lock. Come on, stop it. Okay, no sweat. We'll just go here. We'll go here. There we go. There we go. All right. This is not said the movie depiction of it was exactly that. But I didn't know how true it was as a kid. Thought it was just a movie. Esau bold to put it in your face. Hey, listen. I always say Esau. They got Esau is not all that bright. Because again, if Esau wanted to act like he was the children of Israel, if he wanted to really you know fool the world, if you wanted to be good at it, you would have actually changed the scriptures in the Bible. But anyway, but Esau is bold. Esau is absolutely bold. Come on. Why is this not coming up? There we go. All right. Let's see how well we're gonna be able to make this. I'm trying to. So again, you all are absolutely accurate. It was Africa that we were picked up. Who knows what part of Africa? Who remembers that? We're going back to grade school a little bit. Who knows what part of Africa? Why is this not working? Y'all bear with me. This is moving slower than I had hoped. But we gonna get it. We're gonna pull this up because I need y'all to see this. I need y'all to see this. All right, Sister Iris said she's not sure. Who else? Who does anybody know what part of Africa? Okay, I might have been asking something too specific. Slocky. This is in Cape Town. I'm not even sure what that is. Salaki says I probably didn't ask that question accurately. Not the right way. Um, okay. Y'all okay. You know what? Y'all okay. I was just looking for West Africa. But y'all listen, I forgot the level, of students that we have in here. Salaki, that is absolutely my fault. I forgot who I was talking to. Salaki, I should have known that these sisters are gonna give very specific answers because they are very, very educated. Absolutely. Give y'all can hand me and him on the same page. We sometimes y'all be outshining. Y'all be outshining. But yes, that is those. I think both of those locations that I know. The one that Sister Deanna brought up is on the west coast of Africa. I think maybe the other Cape Town is as well. I'm trying to find a large version of this map so you all can see. This might have to do. That's not going to be good enough. Oh, yes, it is. Wow. All right, we about to show y'all. Okay, here we go. I appreciate y'all bearing with me. Appreciate y'all sticking it out. Now this map, this is not this is not the Library of Congress. I was trying to pull up that website, actually, the Library of Congress, because this map is on the Library of Congress as well. But as you can see, they're experiencing technical difficulties. All right, but it is there. I was just trying to pull it up in a larger way so you can see it. So you all see that this is the west coast of Africa. You got the Atlantic Ocean over here, right? And as we zoom in some, as we zoom in some, see what that says right there? Y'all may not be able to. Let me zoom in a little bit more and see if y'all can. I don't go too. I may go too down. I may not be able to see it. Y'all let me know. Kind of like if you all can see that. If not, then I will let y'all know. But I'm hoping you all can actually identify what that says. Kind of like y'all let me know. Okay, no sweat. What that says is Negro land. Negro land. Matter of fact, if I may be able to, you might be able to see the Negro there now. All right, Sister Deanna was able to read it. Absolutely, sis, you are right. It says Negro land. It says Negro land. You see the Negro there, and then you see land. This was a map that was done in 1747, I believe. 1747. It was done. I believe it was a Spaniard map maker or cartographer, I think is the term. But it was done for um, the English, the British, whoever they were at the time. Well, that was the English, Slovakia, British, same people. But this was done for them, and I say that for a reason because, well, I'm gonna keep going. All right. So here, where is it? There it is, looking right at me. Okay, so we're gonna go a little. We can make this a little bigger. All right. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see what this says? Right there, it says Slave Coast. All right. The map was done this way because there were different coasts. There's an Ivory Coast. There was an Ivory Coast. Matter of fact, I might be able to bring that up. Wrong way. Slide. Um, Gold Coast. You see that? Tooth Coast, which I think is synonymous with the Ivory Coast, right? And they had these names. Grain Coast. You might see. I'm not sure if you all can see that, but they had all of these names. Okay, y'all were able to see Slave Coast because that was the primary spot that they went to get these goods. Okay, so the Grain Coast is where they went to get grains. The Tooth Coast, again, I believe, is was the Ivory Coast. All right, and then you had the Gold Coast when they went. These are all trading ports. All right, slaves. All right, so that's very clear. But what does it also say? You see, Slave Coast. Who can read that? KM of JUDA. Who can tell me what that says? Absolutely. This is right in hand. Judah or Judah, but it's kingdom. That KM is kingdom, kingdom of Judah. The kingdom of Judah was the slave coast because that's where they got us. You all are absolutely on it. The kingdom of Judah, which came from Jerusalem. Now you see how that ties in. 70 AD, we flee from Esau down into Africa. We set up shop. We're now occupying land that doesn't belong to us. Esau comes, makes a deal with the Hamites. They start trading for business, and we become part of the commodity. And now at that point, now you have the port where you're going to get all of your slave labor. And once again, we go in to Egypt into a house of bondage, into captivity with ships. That's the transatlantic slave trade. All right. So that is how we prove. These are all the things that are inside and outside the Bible. There's archaeology. We know that the kingdom of Judah was on the west coast of Africa, which is where they picked us up from. But then when we get here, Esau is so horrible and so wicked, he ensured that we did not know who we were. You can look it up. There's research, and I may bring it out at the beginning of the next class, where Harriet Tubman knew she was an Israelite. There were certain ones of us that we still kept it. We still had the understanding. We still had the history. But it was beat and tortured out of us. And we all know, the whole Kuta Kinte Toby thing. They gave us new names. We couldn't read. We couldn't practice any of our customs. Why? Because that's where our power is. Following the law, statutes, and commandments, following the Most High, that's where our power is. So they could not allow us to do that in order to make sure that we were good slaves. And that's the problem that we have now. Our people don't want to follow the law, statutes, and commandments because they want to continue to be good slaves. Appreciate y'all. The water, I appreciate it, sis. I appreciate it. The water, thank y'all. I appreciate it, brother. Hey, the water, we appreciate y'all the participation. Again, as we say every class, y'all make the class. Participating and being interactive. You make these classes great. Appreciate it, sis. The water, Most High in Christ. We got we got the best students in Israel, I believe. So appreciate y'all. But with that, there's not any other questions or anything. Oh, Salaki. Let me do one more thing for y'all. Salaki. This is one last thing I want to do. I want to show y'all. So the 12 tribes chart, right? We often talk about the 12 tribes chart. I had all this stuff up earlier. We often talk about the 12 tribes chart, but I don't know if you all have actually considered the 12 tribes chart and the breakdown of it as far as the maps are concerned. Right. Oh, there's not another test. Well, I'm sure there will be another test. I don't know. That was probably left over from last class. That's my fault. The sister said the code is at the top. Is there another test? So y'all guys will help me get that off later, I guess. Oh, wait a minute. Look at that. I'm getting better. Y'all work with me. Rock with your boy. All right. So where was it? I got way too many windows open, y'all. So y'all bear with me. I just had it. I want just to give y'all some perspective. You know what? No sweat. We are out of time right now. We passed the time, and it's just from informational purposes. So what I'll do is next class, I'll go over it, go over the 12 tribes chart along with a map, so you all can see exactly when we say these areas and Benjamin and Levi and where they're from and so on and so forth. Because some of those are ranges, they're areas. So we'll go over that next class. We'll go over that next class. He said, "Phew. Nah, no test tonight. No test tonight. No test tonight." I don't know. Obviously, Yagadah teaching tomorrow, so he enjoys these quizzes and tests. I mean, I say just be ready. Ain't no telling. He might spring one on you in the brotherhood class. I don't know. I don't know what he might do. It's a lock. All right. So with that, we're gonna get these security announcements. As long as there are no other questions or anything. All right. We had an ISUPK started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister is interested in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, you can find it in Numbers 18 and 21, or Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. It means tenth, and in the Hebrew it's pronounced ma'ashara. It's 10% of any increase that the Most High gives you. All right. You can give it to the Treasury Department. You can also go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithes directly there. Priest Fund, which is a free will offering for the priest, is not mandatory whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations, we have Purim, which is coming up the 22nd through the 24th. All right, that's a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Salakia. Matter of fact, I think it's the 22nd and 23rd, which is that Thursday and Friday. Everybody keep just stay tuned, stay plugged in. I think we may be doing something at the school in Newport News that Thursday, but we may be. I have a strong feeling we may be in North Carolina because Commander General Yohana will be in North Carolina on the 23rd, closing it out. So I have a strong feeling we're going to be there. But everybody just keep plugged in, and we'll get that out to you. All right. And then after that, there is Passover again. Passover is coming up April 20th, but there's every events going on from the 17th through the 21st. It's a $200 registration fee for anyone 18 and up. That pays for every event. All right, so let's make sure we're getting our registration fee paid. Make sure that's done first, and then we want to make sure we take care of our hotels and our garments and all that stuff. It's in driving distance. There's no reason why we can't make it. All right, it's in Durham, North Carolina. It is super close, so let's make sure we are all in attendance, and it's going to be a glorious thing. If you have not been to Passover, you are in for an absolute treat. All right. It's going to be wonderful. All right. And lastly, if any brother wants to become a trooper in the school, needs to be in all black. That's black boots, pants, headband, shirt, and war scarf. Make sure you get in contact with the school in your zone if you are not in Virginia. If you are in Virginia, get in contact with Officer Yarash Amath or Captain Nabazak Nashah, and that goes as well for any sister who wants to get a Hebrew name. All right, make sure you get in contact with the school. We have updated our little banner. If y'all can't see that, the phone number to the school is at the end of the scrolling banner. It is 757-550-1204. All right, and with that, I'm going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabbarakatam, and to the sisters. Shalom, Yahweh Shamar Alatan, Bahashem Yahweh Shah. We appreciate all the participation. And to next class, Shalom, Israel.